Sure, I just started the recording.
Okay, super duper. All right. I don't know how long we're going to be today. I don't think long. But why don't we start with the roll call? And if you guys are okay, I'll just run through the list and you all say you're here, you're not here, whatever. Does that sound good? I see that my co-chair is on, Ashia Parker. Senator Corey McCray, I think he had a conflict for today.
Madam Chair, I'm here.
Oh, great. Oh, super duper. Great. Welcome. Good morning. Delegate Stephanie Smith. Change my view. Okay. City Council President Nick Mosby, uh, who's here for him. I see Aaron DeGraffenwright.
Good morning.
Hi, Nikki also here.
Great. Aaron. For City Police Commissioner Harrison, do we have Andy Smullian? Shantae Jackson, Director Shantae Jackson. City Solicitor Jim Shea.
I'm here.
Great. Good morning, Jim.
Morning.
Yeah, great. Do we yet have a designee for the Civilian Review Board? Bobby Cherry, I saw is on.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning. Do we have a designee for the Vanguard Justice Society? Actually, an appointee, not a designee. Mark Washington.
Present.
Morning, Mr. Washington. Ray Kelly. Kaylin Young.
Present, Madam Chair.
Morning. Trey Murphy.
Present, Madam Chair.
Good morning, Trey. Lydia Walther Rodriguez. Tyler Adamson. And in terms of staff, we've got Natasha Mayhew. Is Adam Abadir on?
Morning, folks.
Good morning. Lisa Walden. Nina Themelis. Stephanie Mavronis. Elena DePietra, by chance, are you on? Ben Guthorn. I think I saw his name.
I'm here, Madam Chair.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Is there anyone that I missed who would like to announce their presence?
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Lauren Perez.
I'm sorry, Lauren. Good morning. Anyone else?
Good morning, everyone, and Madam Chair. I'm a couple minutes late, but I'm present.
Hey.
This is Ray Kelly.
Ray, you're never late. You're always on time. Good morning, Ray. Anybody else that I need to double back on? Oh, hi, Tyler. Says he can't unmute, but he's here. Great. Anybody else? All right. As people come in, we'll announce them. So, Ashia, do you want to start with a sort of a welcome overview?
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me? I'm not in my home office. I'm out and about today. But good morning. I'm looking forward to moving forward through this process. Earlier this week, the charter amendment was introduced to council. We did find out that our budget for community outreach is in the process. So we will be able to move forward with that. So we're looking forward to hearing from speakers from other cities so we can start considering the model that would be good for Baltimore. But I definitely want to thank everybody for your continued support and work on this effort.
Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. And as she mentioned, the highlight of the week is that we, with just a lot of effort and a lot of support and a lot of really good attention being paid, did get a charter amendment presented to the city council. That happened, I believe that was Tuesday night. It was presented to the city council. What we need to know now and focus on now is the schedule going forward. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But just continued thanks for all those that are helping us with that and move that forward. Good news that we're making progress on the budget. I feel we're very much ready to roll out on outreach and hitting all of the marks that we've talked about for outreach. Let's talk a little bit about the way forward with the legislative process, and then I'm going to talk about our speakers and the next meetings. Natasha, do you want to start, Natasha and Adam, with sort of an overview of where we are in terms of the process, legislative process, and going forward?
Sure. So the bill was introduced earlier this week to the city council. It does still need to be scheduled for a hearing. We have been in contact with the committee chair, Chairman Schleifer, although we don't have a firm date yet for the hearing. We anticipate he will be announcing on Monday. So we're still just kind of working out exactly when it would be announced. But we do look forward to continue working with the council to ensure this is scheduled as soon as possible. It has just overall been a very busy time for everyone on the council side. The budget was just passed yesterday. There are a number of things that also have to go on the ballot as part of regular course of business as well. So we are just continuing to work with everyone to make sure that we can hit our date targets and continue to keep things moving.
Okay, great. If there's, well, let me ask it, put it as a question. Is there anything that any of us can do to help move the process forward, be available, to share comment, thought, anything that we can do to sort of prepare this board to be part of the process and the solution?
I don't necessarily think so at the moment. I know with Nikki and Aaron here, the council president's office has been engaged in this. I think everyone's, we're all trying to work together to get it moving as soon as possible. I'd say once we do have a date, we'll let everyone know, and then potentially arrange for the committee to have a representative, present at the hearings, testify at the hearings of the bill and all of that.
Okay.
And that would likely be the next step for members, the board itself.
Okay, great. Thank you very
And
much.
I'll just add, Natasha, as always, we are ready and able to assist if you want to have that announced for Monday, if possible. We or just whatever date works for you all, we've already discussed how we can try our best to fit that into the calendar and get that announced on Monday. So always available. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Really appreciate that and look forward to continuing to work on this.
Add my thanks to that. It's it's exciting. We are where we are, and pretty excited about it. So thank you, Nikki. The co-chair Parker. Well, first of all, anybody have any questions, comments about the process, where we are, the way forward? An important part of the way forward is getting ourselves more fully informed about the different forms of local control that have been experienced by our sister cities across the country. To that end, on next Friday, July 1st, we will have a guest speaker. His name is Jeff Warda from the St. Louis Police Officers Association. We're going to keep our meeting at 10 a.m. He said even though we're in a different time zone, 10 a.m. works for him. I hope as many of the board members as possible can attend. He'll talk to us about his sense of the St. Louis experience, what that process was like, what their structure looks like, the ups of it, the downs of it. I want to thank board member Bob Cherry for bringing Mr. Warda to us. And, let's think of questions that you might have. It'll be an open discussion. He'll do his presentation, and I know that he will stay and be available for any questions that we might have. I expect it'll be a fairly robust conversation. I won't be able to attend. I just checked my calendar and realized that I've got an all-day conference that I will be at. So I would ask Co-Chair Parker to really keep the ball moving on the meeting next Friday, and I'll get caught up afterwards. But I'm happy that this is happening. I'm happy that we're going to be able to have someone come in and speak. Any thoughts or comments about that? On July 8 and July 15, we do have our meetings scheduled. We don't have, obviously we don't have an agenda yet, but more importantly, we don't have a guest speaker. We should decide whether we need to keep those meetings, given that we really need to be pivoting and focusing on, outreach. But, if there's if there's a reason to meet, we'll meet. If there's not a reason to meet, just keep yourselves flexible for having an extra hour or so on both of those days. But on July 22nd, we will need you guys to be here and gather. We're going to start at 11:30 on July 22nd. On that date, we will have presentations from two people. One is Mr. Brian Ashworth, and he's the chair of the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners. And that's St. Louis County, not St. Louis City. And he'll be joined by Michelle Schwerin, who is the vice chair of that board. And they, again, agreed to come and meet with us and share about their experience. Both, July 1 is St. Louis City, July 22nd is St. Louis County, and we expect to have different perspectives. We were able to get to them through Marielle Shatinia of my office, and just really, really grateful to have these folks come and talk with us. And as I've said in previous meetings, we're still working on a couple of other jurisdictions such as Austin, Seattle, Los Angeles, and as always, open to hearing from anyone else that you all feel we should hear from. So that's the schedule. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Madam Chair, it's Bob Cherry real quick.
Yeah,
I'll
Bob.
stop the video. Yeah, so this is actually for Natasha. So I reached out to Boston, New York, and Philly. They're willing to speak to us, but what did you specifically want, Natasha, since they didn't go through local control? Did you want a representative from the rank and file or command just to talk about, I guess, structure? That was the kind of the question.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would still be helpful to hear from them about the structure itself, because even though they didn't go through local control or a process similar to us at this point in time, ultimately, once we work to hear from these other jurisdictions and create a structure, that structure will be a structure moving forward. So I think it's just helpful to hear from other jurisdictions to see how they're set up, how they're organized, how things work, even if, to your point, they didn't go through a change like this right now, because there's still benefit from learning and knowing how these other cities are structured.
Okay, and just for the sake of time, then I'll probably just narrow it down to like just one city, maybe Philadelphia, because they're a little bit closer to us. So with that said, then I'll reach out. And also, Madam Chair, remember I sent Jeff Roeder ahead of his meeting, sent me the the ballot initiative. So in St. Louis, what they did, they didn't go through the General Assembly. They went through a statewide ballot initiative that was passed in 2012. And then that in turn turned the St. Louis City Police over from the state to the city. So he included that ballot initiative that was put to the voters in 2012. And then he sent the final ordinance that was passed in the city council of St. Louis in 2013, which is when they went through their transfer. So, again, Madam Chair, if you and the co-chair can at least get the language out to our committee ahead of Jeff speaking next Friday, that might help our team at least, raise questions on why did this change in the city council as opposed to what you had on, say, the ballot initiative a year earlier. Just as a way of, jumpstarting some of the conversation with Mr. Roeder. And also,
Yep.
just for the background for everyone too, I mentioned just the subcommittee. Jeff is not just the executive director of the St. Louis Police Officers Association. He's actually a former state delegate. So he has both experience as a legislator in Missouri, as well as the longtime leader of the Police Officers Union there. Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'll work on that, Natasha.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you got it.
And yep, I will I will forward what you sent me. I'll send it to Natasha and Adam, and they'll figure out how to get it to everyone else. It's a lot of information. So I will do that after we're done today with this morning's meeting. So everyone be on the lookout. It's a little bit of homework, but it's okay. Anything else on that? Ashia, any chance that you've got any details on outreach, any specifics that we ought to be thinking about or know about for outreach?
So we decided that we will actually have the public meetings after the charter amendment is passed through council, so we can actually have the amendment, have the language, and just work on the education piece. So right now, what we want to focus on is making sure that our committee has a one-pager, means, or whatever that we can share both now and when that time comes.
Okay. Is the committee okay with actually crafting that one pager and then sharing it out with the full board so there's buy-in?
So we asked Adam and Natasha, I think, to help us.
Okay.
But I know we have I know Trey had talked about maybe doing like op-ed or like just different pieces from the committee, but we think the language about the actual, like, our mission, what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish as far as local control should probably come from the administration, and we can look at it from there.
Okay. All right. Any follow-on regarding outreach? Okay. All right. Any questions, comments, thoughts, anything for the good of the order before we close out? Thank you, Ashia. And I can't see if anyone has their hands raised. So how my what's set up? Let's do side by side.
No hands raised.
No hands raised. Okay. All right, folks. Well, even though it's officially summer, we're officially in full swing, and just happy that everyone has stuck with us, is still engaged, and plenty of work ahead. Thank you for all that you've done to date, and reach out anytime. We've still got our meetings on Tuesday, right, Ashia? We haven't figured out how to do, although it seems easy, just do one link for the 2 o'clock meeting and the 3 o'clock. And the challenge is that not everybody's on every committee, on both committees. So if we ended the 2 o'clock early, we'd still have to wait till 3 o'clock to start the second one. So we've got 2 links, one for the 2 o'clock, one for the 3 o'clock. To make it easy, I think we revised it so that low bandwidth. Anyway, I'm about to lose connectivity, I think. But anyway, if everyone have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. See you on Tuesday.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you all.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks everyone.